You know why I like hookers, Jessa? They respect me. They don't say, oh, I like your apartment, but then mumble under their breath about it looking like the set of Gay Entourage. And they don't buy a bunch of fucking Buddhas and put them everywhere so it looks like whenever we're having sex, we're being watched by a bunch of fat babies.
You're a ridiculous person.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Boys Watching Girls. We are just two boys watching HBO's Girls, watching every episode, reviewing it. We are your hosts. I'm Joe Welke.
I'm Vance.
And there are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how.
So we just finished watching this episode.
We just got finished watching Season 2, Episode 4, total episode number 14. The title is It's a Shame About Ray. Directed by Jesse Perez, written by Lena Dunham. Original air date February 2nd, 2013. Big drop in viewership. This is the lowest viewership that this show has had. I think. I'm pretty certain.
Not below 5.
No,
okay.
It's 5.51. Half a million people watch this.
Wow.
But yeah, not good numbers. Not good numbers at all for It's a Shame About Ray. And what a doozy of an episode. This is a fucking doozy, dude.
Yeah, man. I thought when we had that title, I was like, oh, this is going to be a big Ray Shoshanna episode. And they were in it. They got some stuff, but like...
Yeah, they got some shine.
They got some shine, but it's not like... I thought something really bad was going to happen with Ray and Shoshanna.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, the title is It's a Shame About Ray.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, what we find out about Ray? I'm like, all right, I mean, it's a little bit of a shame, but like, not that bad. Like,
yeah. I mean... They made it seem like it's such a big deal. Like
the
even
title makes it seem
like a big deal, but I know. So Ray is basically homeless. He's homeless. That's the spoiler alert, everybody. Sorry.
I also don't know where Marnie lives.
Yeah, where does Marnie live?
Yeah, like apparently, I don't think Marnie's living with Shoshanna. Still, is she?
Yeah, because how would she not notice that Ray's there every day?
Yeah. Like, that's on a
what? Oh!
I just don't know.
Well, dude, so much of this show makes no sense. Before, like, the instant we finished this episode, I was like, I'm starting to realize why people didn't like this show. Because this is just...
people seem to, like, love it. It has a weird cult following. Like, people love this show. Like, I've talked to some people, and people are still watching this show. Like, they'll, like, just watch it. I couldn't see myself putting this show on, like, after we watched through all of it. I don't think I'll be like...
This is a one time.
There are shows that I like that I don't just go back and, like, watch. Like, dramedies like this are tough because it's not, like...
Yeah, I watched all of Scrubs.
Yeah.
For, like, front to end. And I don't think I would want to see... That show is fucking traumatic.
I think I've seen that show once through and then like another like sporadically episodes.
Yeah, it'll be like on TV
it's
sometimes.
so tricky because you don't know how heavy a Scrubs episode's gonna
right
be at the end.
Dude,
like, that was really fun. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And this show's got like some fun, like it has that fun silliness, but man, some stuff just is so frustrating.
Like there was not a lot of silliness in this. This wasn't a funny episode to me.
Lena Dunham, Hannah's character has like all of her lines are kind of like funny moments, like the whole, like, leave, don't leave kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like,
that was all right.
The bunt cake joke was whatever.
All right, how are we tackling this? We usually go through character by character, but I don't even know. Let's
go with the opening scene because they picked up something from last episode and just carried it right in, which I didn't think was going to happen.
I very much appreciate that. Thank you, girls. Elijah's getting the boot. He got the boot. He's no longer living with Hannah, and it makes me sad because I loved Elijah.
And I didn't think that was going to really happen the way it did. Like, I didn't think it was... I thought she would be mad. She was coked up. And then the next day, she'd be like, all right, whatever. We'll just argue about this. And I mean, this dinner party would have been so much better if Elijah was there, too.
Yes, for his funny quips.
Funny quips, but also him having slept with Marnie. And being there with like they would have been so.
And Charlie and Audrey being there.
Oh my god, yeah, that would have been so much fun.
Oh man.
Damn, that's weird. I just realized how much fun that would have been.
Yeah, and so he's getting the boot.
Yeah.
Hannah's wearing an awful nightie. She looks like that's like a nightie that my grandmother would wear.
She's got the night shirt, like the is that the British sleep shirt, like that long shirt with nothing,
like a house coat kind of thing. Dude, I
wasn't really paying too much attention.
It was awful. It was terrible. Fashion Joe's corner right now. It was awful, dude. Awful outfit. Awful.
Well, my thing was him.
Well, I know that it's not an outfit. Like she's not going out. She's not like on Fit Watch or whatever. But like, I didn't know that people still wear nighties like that?
Well, she wore onesies with Adam like a few episodes
That's
back.
true. She had that big puffy sleeping bag thing.
I was more focused on Elijah saying, "Oh, don't sit in the chair with no underwear on."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Wait, what? Is that his chair? Like, is he taking that with him? Like, why does he care?"
Yeah. And then Hannah was like, "I get to keep everything that George paid for, which was apparently everything."
Which is, why does she get to keep it?
I don't know.
Like, why did...
Because her and George are...
Elijah's ex-boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
Like, why does him paying for something mean it's hers?
I don't know, man.
And he's like, I'm not going to pay rent because I paid for all your burritos and college. And they go on to think about that for a while.
And they talk about their butt plug.
Then the butt plug thing, the way he says butt plug at the end, it's just like... trying to get a laugh off of the word butt plug.
Butt plug.
Yeah. He doesn't even seem angry. She's like kind of cracking up a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
here's the thing that I was confused about. Because they made it seem like they were using the butt plug on Elijah. But butt plugs, I've never seen guys use them. I've only seen it as like women using the butt plug.
I'm sure it's a butt plug. I'm sure if you have a butt, you can plug it. Like,
that's the quote of the episode, everybody. I mean, it's a butt plug. I'm sure if you have a butt, you can plug it.
Yeah, no, I just
nice, Vance.
Yeah, it was weird the way at the dinner party talk about butt plugs like it's only a guy thing.
Yeah, but no,
I think butt plugs are universal. I don't think they're set one way or other. But I'm sure. I'm sure they had a butt plug.
Have you ever been with a lady that used a butt plug, Vance?
No, I have not. Sorry, I just said. But the way...
Have you ever used a butt plug?
I have never used a butt plug.
Okay.
Now I have to ask you these same questions.
I've been with a couple of ladies that used butt plugs, but I myself have never used a butt plug.
Okay.
And I don't think that I know any guys that have. I think that's like a...
Do you know a lot of guys that would, though?
I don't know. I didn't... Until this episode of Girls, it never occurred to me that men would use butt plugs. Because if you're gay, why would you have a butt plug? Because you're trying to fuck the butt.
But that's...
But the guy that's fucking the butt doesn't have anything in his butt, so he could have a butt plug.
Yeah, you know... I feel like if you're gay, like, having a butt plug would be, like... In this case, Elijah has the butt plug because he's not going to get anything from, like,
George.
No, not from George. Like, he's getting it from George. He had the butt plug from Hannah. Like, they bought a butt plug back in college.
Yeah, but it's like, did they share the butt plug?
No, she was using the butt plug on him.
Oh.
That's what she was talking about. That's why Charlie's like, even then, you still couldn't tell that he was possibly gay.
Yeah, I know that's what they were talking about at that dinner party.
But, like, using a butt plug would not necessarily make the guy gay. Even Ray's, like, leaning towards, like,
he was like,
something up his butt.
Ray,
no.
He's like, a lot of people, like, shit up their butts.
Yeah.
Fucking great.
And Shoshanna's like, would you like that? She's like, shaking his head yes and saying no.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to ask around now.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's something that people are just like having. You're at a diner eating with your buddies.
I'm going to fucking put it out on Facebook. I'm going to put it out there. And then hopefully by the end of the episode, we'll have an answer from somebody.
We are going live social media on this one.
Yes. I'm going to type this in. You can hear me typing. And then by the end of the episode, hopefully I will have an answer. But anyway, sorry to derail this completely.
Yeah.
But this is just fascinating to me. Hello, men.
Hello, men.
Have any of you ever used a butt plug on yourself?
This is riveting podcasting.
I'm doing investigations, Vance.
Why would they, like, even if they've used a butt plug, why would they put it publicly on Facebook if they didn't want to?
That's true. And then I feel like if I'm putting this out here, they're going to be like, Joe's using butt plugs on himself.
Obviously. Not going to be like, oh, he's doing a podcast on
He's
episode
doing a podcast.
14
All right.
Girls.
Wait,
you're just retracting it now?
I'm not doing it now. Now you made me question my stuff.
I'm just saying the results coming back will not be conclusive.
All right.
No one responds.
Good point.
You can't say, oh, I guess no one uses it. Facebook proved it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that went nowhere. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
If you're here we go. If you are a man that's straight and you've used a butt plug on yourself while you're having sex with a woman, right? Email BoysWatchingGirlsPodcast@gmail.com to give us some peace of mind.
Right.
Give us some answers.
I'll let you be in charge of checking the email.
I'm going to be BoysWatchingGirlsPodcast@gmail.com. Be riveting.
Okay. And we will make sure to follow this up on the next episode.
The next episode? Goddamn, dude.
Episode or episodes down the line.
We'll
follow this up.
We'll have to follow it up.
We'll have to follow it up.
We probably
at
won't.
some point.
We're going to get no emails.
we might tweet it out or something.
If you're a woman that has been with a guy that used a butt plug on himself, email in BoysWatchingGirlsPodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah,
we'll get to the bottom of this.
We haven't even gotten
any characters yet. All right, who should we go for?
I mean, I think the way we have to do this is party scene and then Jessa and Thomas John.
Okay.
Because that's the way it's separated. Because there's too many people involved in this party.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know which one to start with, though.
I say the party.
The party? Okay.
I say the party.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
So Hannah's having a party because she's sad. She wants people to come over. I guess she's like going through some shit because Elijah left. And
she's got a new... Yeah, I don't know why. She's just having a weird dinner party.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the first episode of
right?
the show when they were having a party for Jessa.
Yeah.
And it was just Marnie making all the food and stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So...
Hannah made a spread.
Hannah's making some food,
Hannah
man. Cooked
up, made a cake.
She had an apron on that said, "This mama cooks."
Yeah.
And boy,
cooking.
did she.
She was cooking.
So she's cooking, and then it's revealed that Charlie and Audrey are there. And I thought it was Marnie at first because Audrey kind of looks like Marnie.
Not really.
Well, I don't know, man. I was so confused. I was like,
well, last time we saw them, we thought they might have broken up.
Yeah, that's what I thought happened.
Also, why would Charlie go to a Hannah party?
Right?
Like,
why was he invited?
I guess he went to the last one that they had.
Yeah, where Elijah and Marnie hooked up.
Yeah. There's so many weird... Okay, yeah, I'll dive in.
So they're there, and... me and Vance were watching this, just like, why the fuck is he there?
Yeah.
Why are both of them there? Why are they still together? I thought that they were broken up. Hannah's rambling about some bullshit, and then Marnie shows up, and it's like immediately tense.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, what are you doing here? Marnie goes to the shitter. And then Hannah's like...
I'm surprised Charlie didn't just walk right into the bathroom.
I know, right? With his penchant for walking in on people going to the bathroom. So she goes to the bathroom, and then Hannah's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't think that she was coming. Charlie's like, what is she doing here? And at that point, we were like, what are you doing there?
No.
And Hannah's like, I just kind of invited her as a pleasantry. As a pleasantry, but she didn't expect her to show up.
Yeah.
Man, I really got tripped up on that word.
I don't even know if that's the word you were looking for.
I've never experienced pleasantry. That's why.
What is this niceness?
She invited her just out of the niceness of her heart for no reason? Wow, that's bizarre.
Yeah.
Anyway, So she didn't expect Marnie to come, and Marnie came, and the reason why she didn't expect her to come is because they're on the rocks right now because she found out that Elijah fucked her. According to Elijah, I think it wasn't fucked, as we all know.
I think it's just not a big deal.
I don't think it's a big deal either.
Yeah.
But you know that Hannah would think it's a big deal. So anyway, Hannah's like, I think that no. Hannah and Audrey and Charlie. I'm getting so confused right now. There's so many characters in this scene. Yeah. Charlie and Audrey are like, we should probably go. And Hannah's like, no, if anyone should go, it should be her. You shouldn't go. She should go. Then Marnie comes out of the shitter and she's like, you know what? This is really awkward. This is really tense. I think I'm going to go. And Hannah's like, no, you should not go. Nobody's going. It's like, what? What are you doing?
And she's saying all this holding a giant
knife. Dude, I thought that Charlie was going to get stabbed in the face.
It was set up
just
like...
waving it around.
Yeah, it was set up like one of those ways where he's going to accidentally get sliced and like it's going to be an emergency room episode.
Yeah, dude. And it was just so weird.
But classic Hannah being like, you stay.
Just make everything awkward.
Yeah.
Like, we know that Hannah's awkward, but don't make everything awkward for everyone.
Here's my thing, too. Why would Audrey, after the last time she was at this place, it was a weird thing with Charlie being overly possessive and then Marnie being around. Why would she go, oh, we're going to a small dinner party at Hannah's? Can't wait.
Yeah.
Hopefully Hannah's best friend won't show up.
Well, Audrey is also very suspicious because they think that Marnie's never going to be at these places, and she keeps showing up.
But these are places that Marnie would be, not places that...
100%. 100%.
Like, they're not places where...
It's not like the grocery store and Marnie's just, like, behind the aisle peering out. It's like her best friend.
You're always at your old apartment.
Where your best friend still lives. Ugh.
Yeah.
So then they're sitting around drinking wine or whatever, and fucking Audrey's talking about how she's starting a mustard company or something.
Because she had a mustard blog before.
Yeah.
No.
And Hannah's like, man, we're not accomplishing anything. This lady's starting a mustard company. Marnie, we don't do shit. We haven't done anything with our lives. It's like weird to lump Marnie in with you.
Yeah. Well, and it's one of those weird things to say when you know, like, Hannah's in a good enough spot because she mentions offhand that they published one of her stories at that that jazzy, that whatever that blog she was taking coke for. Yeah. So they published a story. So she's doing better.
Yeah, she got $200 to ruin her life.
Yeah, she spent that on dinner and now she's good.
Yeah.
No, but like now she's getting some stuff published. Like she's writing, like, so she feels good enough to joke about not doing anything. Yeah. Knowing that Marnie feels like shit.
Yeah.
At her job.
Yeah, Marnie's kind of like, wow.
And Marnie somehow still has her job after walking off.
Right?
Episode.
Right?
Just walked off mid-shift.
Just leaving.
Mid-shift to hook up with Booth.
Right.
But yeah, just to bring that up, you just know that that's just like a stab to Marnie.
Yeah, and Marnie's like, yeah, I never would have thought to get into the condiment industry.
Nothing in condiments. Yeah. She does have a line there where she's like, where do you get your headbands?
Yeah, that's the kind of the finisher after Shoshanna and Ray show up.
Yeah.
And they're like, sorry we were late. Shoshanna goes on this rambling story about how she lost an earring in a taxi and she had to pull over to find it. And that's why they're late. And Ray was like, hey, Shoshanna, we're adults. You don't need to make this up. No. We were having sex. Yeah. We're late because we were having sex. And it was just like this pregnant pause. And then Marnie goes, so where do you get your headbands? It's just like, my God.
Then Charlie goes, you have sex before dinner? And then there's a reaction shot of Marnie like rolling her eyes at Charlie. And then we get the headband line. But it's really funny, like that little moment there.
Yeah.
Because it's just so... The Charlie Marnie stuff is just so weird to me now.
Right. Now it's just very weird and kind of like bordering on illegal.
We might have to choose who's the worst out of those two at the end of this thing.
I know.
And I already think I know.
Yeah, we're going to have to include some people in the likability rankings at the end.
Yeah.
So then the party's going on and they're talking about like, their sexual experiences and how open they are to things. And Hannah's talking about how, like, I'm pretty much open to anything, unlike you, Marnie.
Well, what does Marnie say? Like, I think with sex, people should, like, not do anything they don't feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
And she's like...
And Hannah goes, yeah, that's pretty much the basis of not raping people.
Yeah.
I was like, good one. That was
a great one,
good.
yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
But she says the only thing that she's not comfortable with anymore is butt plugs. And then Shoshanna's like, what's a butt plug? And then they all look at her like, Shoshanna, come on. A butt plug?
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know what it is. They're like, it's a plug that you put in your butt.
Yeah. I'm with Shoshanna in the level of, like, she's what, like 21? Just
21, we find out in this episode.
Yeah. We find out a lot of ages in this
Find out a lot of ages. Yeah. Let's go through the ages we find out.
All right, Jessa's 25.
Okay. Well, Marnie is 24. I remember that from previously, and I think Hannah's 24.
Yeah, they were 23, 24, something like that. So I thought, like, last season, so I don't know how much time it's going on. And we find out that Ray's 33.
Ray is 33.
And I don't know how old Charlie is.
Yeah. I feel like Charlie's 24. 25.
Yeah.
He's the same age as Marnie.
Yeah.
Why? Well, I mean, I'm 30. You're 39, right?
37.
37. Damn it.
Man, just throwing. Hey, give me a little bit.
Why are we watching the show? We're two guys in our 30s.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought Ray was younger. I thought his character was younger.
I thought that he just looked old.
Yeah.
I thought he just had a rough life.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Which makes it really interesting that he's with the 21-year-old.
Right? Good for him. Kudos.
But he can't, I mean, I don't know if that can last.
Yeah.
She needs to go through that wild streak, man.
Yeah. But this is when Audrey and Marnie start getting into it. They start fucking sniping at each other. Yeah. I don't remember what the passive aggressive.
Well, it started with like, Marnie doesn't like the word
butthole,
which is too so weird.
And then Audrey keeps getting like, really, butthole?
She's like, no, it's my trigger word.
It's my trigger word. Really, butthole.
Yeah.
And then Ray even says it, and like everyone's going around saying it. It doesn't seem like Marnie's really freaking out about it.
She's like, oh, no, I don't like it.
Yeah, and then she was like, well, you must be thinking about Charlie's butthole a little bit. Yeah. And then Marnie's like, trust me, I have never once thought about Charlie's butt. And Charlie's like, I'm glad it's not keeping you up at night or whatever. It's like, this is the most
everybody's
awkward.
like, yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, why would you be thinking of Charlie?
And then this is the time where Audrey's like, all right, gloves off. Yeah, you must be thinking about his butthole because you show up to places that he's at all the time and you're always around and you're like stalking him and you showed up to his place. And Marnie's like, you told her? And he's like, of course I told her. He felt and then Audrey's like, he felt guilty, which he should.
And he's like looking down at his lap like like a scolded child.
Like a little puppy dog that pooped somewhere and they're getting scolded. And then Audrey is just like, no, I'm tired of being passive aggressive and like doing this niceties. You're a bitch and you're weird that you show up and you're still obsessed with Charlie and blah, blah, blah. And then Marnie's like, fuck this, I'm leaving. And I don't know what happened.
It was like, I'm leaving, or
she was like, you should fucking leave.
We should leave or something.
Somebody said that somebody should leave. And then they both, for some reason, look at Hannah.
Well, first, wasn't it like Charlie do you want us to leave? It wasn't like Charlie about to have to choose. And then they go, oh, Hannah. Oh, then Marnie says, Hannah.
Who would you rather have leave? Who do you think should leave? And then Hannah goes, I think Charlie should pick. And then Marnie's like, fuck you, and then storms out. Yeah. And then Charlie's just uneasy. Yeah. He's just like, oh, where's Marnie? Where's she going? What's going on?
I hate drama and tension.
I need to go to the bathroom. And he walks out the front door.
He's like, he gets up to go, and he's like, and she's like, and Audrey's like, where are you going? He's like, the bathroom. And he just walks out the front door. And Shoshanna's just like, did he just? And she's like, well, that is the front door.
Yeah.
Like,
and Audrey's just sitting there like, this fucking guy.
I know, and I'm just like...
And I'm on Audrey's side there.
Oh, absolutely.
Just this fucking guy. And
I mean,
like, yeah.
Maybe, I mean, that blow up at dinner was gonna like it was either they could just do the girl caddy thing and just like snipe each other underneath and like do that like passive aggressive like berating of each other. That would just be like the entire dinner.
Yeah.
Or you could just like, let's just do it. And I appreciate Audrey just saying
I do too.
it. I'm like, all right.
I love it. She was just like
and
it spawned from a conversation about the word butthole.
Yeah.
She's just like, you know what? You must be thinking about his butthole.
Yeah. The worst segue ever. It didn't even make sense. But yeah, it's like
this show, man.
The thing about this is like, Audrey should have left a long time ago. I thought she was done the last time.
Somebody should have left.
Because Charlie is never going to be over her.
No.
Oh, there's a great line where she's like, "Oh, you came over to this place and he let you in." He's like, "Why did you tell him?" He's like, "He had to let you in. He didn't. He thought you might like commit suicide. You were crying and slit your wrist." And Hannah goes, "What did she say?"
She said she would never kill herself. She's too self-involved.
She's too self-involved to kill herself. Like, damn.
God damn. Like, everybody's sniping at everybody.
I will say,
at this
Hannah
dinner.
owes Marnie a couple zingers.
Oh,
at
yeah.
least she's doing them to her face.
Yeah.
Like, not like behind her back.
Not like fucking snivelly Marnie.
Yeah. But yeah, so he storms out. And is this when we learn the Ray Shoshanna stuff is after this, right?
The Ray Shoshanna stuff is happening after he storms out. And
is it before he comes back? Is it,
so
it's the rooftop and then it's the Ray Shoshanna.
Yeah.
All right, so
they go to the rooftop. You can
yeah. So I thought Marnie would have just like, left.
Right? Why?
She did the classic TV show thing where you just go to the rooftop and stare off at the city.
Yeah.
Think about
stare off at the city.
You stare at the city and think about where everything went wrong.
Have you ever gone to a rooftop? Have you ever stared at the city, Vance?
Yeah,
ew, you just spit everywhere, dude. Yeah, this is your official dating is hard.
Oh my god, you asked me too deep of a personal question.
You just spit all over yourself.
I'm like, no, I've never stared off a roof.
No, I would never stare off at the city.
No, not like this though. But like,
yeah, I've stared at the city.
Yeah.
But for like 3
seconds. You
seconds.
never stormed out of a place and gone to the rooftop.
No, if I storm out of a place, I'm out.
Yeah.
I fucking...
And he just knew she went to the rooftop.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. So they go to the rooftop. He's trying to say that Audrey feels threatened by her. Mm-hmm. And she's like, why would Audrey feel threatened by me? I'm nothing. I'm a loser. I'm just a hostess. Yeah. And you're just like, what are you talking about? You dated him for 4 years. You look like how you look. You're always around. He is weird every time you come around. Like, of course she's threatened by the ex. You wouldn't even have to be good looking or anything. Like, you just are the ex, the long-term ex that is always in the picture.
Yeah. Of course.
You show up in the middle of the night to his place.
Yeah.
That you've only been to twice.
That's literally threatening.
Yeah. That's as threatening as you can get. And she's like, I'm a loser. I'm a nobody. It's like, geez.
It's like, you're smart. You're beautiful.
Yeah. And then Charlie does a Charlie thing and kisses her.
Kisses her like a fucking douche.
I'm like, dude, what are you...
Not only kisses her, just kiss
and
grab tit. Like, right on that tit.
Yeah, like, that's way... It wasn't like the kiss evolved to that.
Yeah, no. It wasn't romantic. Like, if his hand didn't go to her tit, went to, like, her back, like, pulling her in, I think that he might have had a shot.
It's one of the weirdest things, because, like, everything we know about Charlie is, like, he's not aggressive sexually for Marnie, which she wants but doesn't really want and doesn't know what she wants really. But then every time he tries to hit on her now, like at the wedding, he's talking about...
let's just go to the bathroom and fuck.
Yeah, and then here he's just going straight boob grab. And I'm like, yo, your girlfriend is like downstairs?
Right? Yeah,
and,
dude.
What's the deal with that? Like, are you trying to have like Marnie as a side? Like, what did you expecting to happen right here?
Yeah, this was just a bad move by Charlie. I used to like Charlie a lot. I used to feel for him, but this dude is unraveling.
Charlie is the worst, dude.
Yeah,
like,
he sucks now.
God, he's like, it's so hard to watch someone with no spine.
Yeah.
At all.
Just
Like, and he has all the power in the situation too.
You know what I'm saying is everyone in the show is just acting on their very first impulse. There's no thought behind their actions. They're just like, fuck it, I'm going to do whatever this thing is. It's
once
like...
we get to the next part, yeah. But, yeah, it's just like, I don't know what his, like, I had an issue that one time, that scene with, like, Marnie when she kisses Jessa and, like, wondering, like, what was your game plan there?
Yeah.
Like, what did you expect to happen after that?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, what does Charlie expect? He's going to storm out, leave his girlfriend, chase after the ex-girlfriend, make out with her on the roof, and they're going to get back together? That's just...
Maybe what, go back into the party when Audrey's still there?
And be like, Audrey, we done.
I decided you're leaving.
That would have been awesome. This poor girl, like...
The tribe has spoken.
And she's gotten so much screen time, too. She's got more than, like, some other people.
Yeah, we've seen more Audrey than Shoshanna, mostly.
Yeah, like... Yeah, she's been, like, the same amount of episodes. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she's back again. Like, every time she's at this apartment, she storms out and leaves Charlie. Yeah. Like, she can't come back.
Well, Marnie pulls away, and she's like, what are you fucking doing? And he's like, she says that she's seeing somebody. He's like, who are you fucking seeing? She says, I'm seeing Booth Jonathan. Yeah. Yorma Tacone, the man who inspires fear when he fucks you, because he's a man and he knows how to do things. Like make you stare at a doll.
I didn't know. So it's interesting. They're still dating.
Right.
Apparently. Like that's not.
And he's like, really? You're dating that Ewok in khakis or whatever?
Yeah. And they kind of teased that early on when Hannah says that she's seeing someone. Like while she said that in front of Audrey and them. So he knew she was dating someone before he even kissed her. And she was like, I can't tell you because it'll hurt you or whatever. While she brandished the knife early. But the thing is, I don't understand how he knows who Booth Jonathan is. Because
I don't know either.
Season.
Well, I thought when she was waving the knife, she was talking about she's hooked up with Elijah. That's who I thought.
Oh, was that the Elijah thing? Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
No, I don't think it was Elijah yet because the gay hooking up with the gay guy thing came later.
Well, I think that Charlie is just so oblivious.
No, I think she was talking about Booth. Okay. Because he's upset about Booth, even though he's never met him.
Yeah.
I thought earlier than Hannah's diary episode, in the diary there was going to be something about Booth Jonathan. Because it was like an episode or two after we meet Booth Jonathan. But it was nothing about that. It was just about Marnie not liking him. Because I don't think he ever knew that she had a crush on Booth Jonathan. She never brought it up.
Dude.
For him to react the way he did was just like, that guy?
That fucking...
I was like, okay, like, it could have been anybody he would have been pissed off.
Yeah, and he storms off, and he's like, fuck you, you're never... And he's like pointing to himself, you're never gonna get any of this again. Just know that. And he storms off, and Marnie's like, wait, no, Charlie.
I'm just like,
fuck you, Marnie. Like, fuck both of you. So I wish that they would have both accidentally tripped while he was making out and just fell off the roof.
What a whiny
just the worst.
Like, she's with Booth Jonathan or whatever. She should be fine with that.
Why does she care that he's storming off? And he's like, you're not getting any of this. Also, his hair in this scene, the wind is blowing it to shit. He looks like a complete jackass.
He looks like a maniac.
He looks like a dummy.
If you're Marnie, you got him. You got him right where you want him. Like, this guy, you broke up with him after having sex with him and telling him you love him. After, like, whining to get him back.
Sex with him.
Whining to get him back. Break up with him. Yeah. He's still like, and then they still talk about, like, oh, when they broke up, she dumped him.
Yeah.
He is still, like, treating it like, it's just such a weird...
Yeah, man.
It just disappoints me. Like, just...
Yeah.
And I know it's not over with them.
It's not.
But I'm not rooting for them to get together.
Nope.
If you had to say, would you rather see Hannah and Adam together or Marnie and Charlie together? Which one would you pick?
Hannah and Adam.
Easily.
Just because Adam offers some kind of entertainment value.
No, I mean, just as, like... If you weren't even watching them, like if you just knew
Oh, if this wasn't a show, these were my friends?
If these were 4 people you knew, and you were like, all right, one of these pairs has to go on and go down the line. I'm saying Adam and Hannah just because even the chaos between them would still be. Is he still in jail? Is Adam still in jail?
Yeah, we never know. What happened to the black college lawyer?
Well, he left.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah.
I just like saying the black college. That was such a terrible description of Wikipedia. I think in terms of real life, I'd want Marnie and Charlie back together because I would want to go to Charlie's. Who am I better friends with? Am I friends with the girls or am I friends?
You can't be friends with the guys because those 2 guys don't exist in the same universe. Like you are like, hey, I'm hanging out with Adam and Charlie.
Yeah, that's true. I would want Hannah and Adam because then I'd try and slide in and try and get with Marnie then. It's not a you situation. Shut up, Vance. It's what I want. I'm sliding in.
Whatever. All right.
I got a shot. So then Charlie comes back to the party and he's like, what? Audrey's gone? Of course she's gone. Even Ray was like, yeah, dude. You ran after your ex-girlfriend who went up on the roof. How did Ray know she was on the roof?
I guess the stairs were like...
And he's like, fucking Marnie, I can't believe her. He's just like ranting to himself. Yeah. He's like, I can't fucking believe her. She's such a bitch. And then he's like, she's such a cunt. And then that's when Hannah turns around. Before that, she does her little line about...
Well, she turned around with the bunt.
With the bunt cake, like bumped and got you down or some shit. Some kind of stupid pun. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, Marnie's a cunt. And she's like, you know what? You're a jerk. And he's like, what? Me, a jerk? And she's like, yeah, she's going through a real hard time right now. Her dad lost his job. She lost her job. You guys broke up, which I thought was unfair because she broke up with him.
Yeah.
But anyway. And then she's like, she had sex with a gay guy. And it's just like, she's got a lot going on right now. And you keep coming around with Audrey and like, making shit weird. And he's like, wait a minute. Whoa. Record scratch. Yeah. She had sex with a gay guy? Who? And she's like, I'm not going to tell. Dude, it's Charlie, you idiot.
There's only one in the story right now. Like,
I mean, obviously she could have sex with a gay guy that's like separate from the main characters. But for him to be like, yeah.
No one can.
And then she's like, you're a jerk, blah, blah, which is true. He's being a real fucking jerk.
Dude, how do you come down there and call Marnie a cunt after you kissed her on the rooftop?
Yeah.
Like, she didn't say, oh, I'm going to have RG yell at me. I'm going to go to the rooftop and lure you upstairs because that wasn't her plan.
Mm-hmm.
She just was pissed off at everybody. I don't know why she even thought going to the dinner party would be a good idea. But anyway.
So much of this doesn't make sense and doesn't add up.
But Charlie, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, man. He's just the worst.
I think Audrey needs to bounce.
Yeah, she should. She should date me. I'm dating Marnie and Audrey.
It's not getting Charlie's leftovers, man.
Yeah, dude, I'll totally get Charlie's leftovers. That guy's got a good track record. He's got a mustard fucking entrepreneur and Marnie, who's kind of a bum. But whatever.
But before they come down, I think this is where we have the scene with Ray and Shoshanna.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I think Hannah asked, like...
She asked Ray about where he's living.
She asked, are you still in Bourne Hill? At the place in Bourne Hill.
And he's like, no, that was like my godmother's place, and she kind of lost it through something.
No, he says, like, I think someone came back, and someone was out of town and came back to do, like, rehab or something on their leg. So he's, like, out of that place.
Yeah, so he's out of that place. So she's like, so where are you staying? And he's like, oh, I'm bouncing around between a couple places. Got a couple friends that I'm like staying with. And then Shoshanna's like, yeah, you're staying with me a lot too. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, I mean, you stayed with me a lot actually. Like you were there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all last week. Oh my God, are we living together? And he's like, no.
He just looked at Hannah and goes, you say something?
Yeah.
And I think that's when we cut out of that scene.
Yeah, and then we come back.
Charlie comes in and all that.
Yeah, and then she's kind of like, I wish that you would have told me that we're living together, because fucking I would have loved to get new bed sheets. I would have talked to my aunt about what it's like living with a man.
This is when they're in the subway.
No, that was at the party.
I thought this was when they were in the subway station waiting. Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're having this conversation.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, if you're not staying with me, then who are you staying with? And he's like, I'm staying in my Mitsubishi, okay? And it's like, fuck.
Yeah,
man.
this is definitely in the subway.
Yeah,
right?
That was not the subway.
This is in the party?
That was still at the party.
Huh.
I'm pretty certain.
And this is with Charlie in there? Who's in the room with this? I know Hannah's there. Oh, Charlie is there. Because Charlie's like texting on his phone.
Yeah, he's texting and
thinking,
Hannah's calling him a jerk.
Yeah. And I was thinking, like, is Charlie going to invite him to stay at his place?
Well, that's what I thought.
Or does Charlie already know? Charlie seems like he's not even paying attention.
Charlie's a bad friend to Ray.
Well, I don't think Ray should stay in Charlie's place. It's like, it's too small.
That's true.
Yeah.
So then Shoshanna and Ray are at the subway, and she's like, I just can't believe that you're homeless, basically. And he's like, I can't believe it either. I don't want to be fucking homeless.
It's like, you should have your life together because you're older.
You're older than me. You're 33. You should have your own place. I'm 21.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I wish I had my own place, but fucking guess what? I'm a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Is that what you want to hear? I was waiting for this day to come. I knew it was happening. I'm a loser, Shoshanna. I don't know why you'd date me. I don't know why anyone would date me. I don't know why anyone even likes me, because I'm a fucking piece of shit loser. And she's like, but I'm falling in love with you. And he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's like bent over.
He like bends over. He's like, it is way too early for that. That is stupid. It is way too early. And then Shoshanna's looking like, what the hell, dude? This is not the reaction to have. And then he just, it's like his head's buried in his face. Or his head is buried in his hands. And he's like, oh, God, I just fucking love you so much.
Yeah.
She's like, what? And he's like, I love you so much, okay?
Yeah. And I believe that he does.
I believe it, too.
But also, if he didn't, he should say that anyway, so he has a place to sleep.
Oh, fuck, dude.
like
brutal.
It's Ray. You don't think Ray's ever told a girl he loved her and didn't?
I feel like Ray is kind of a more upstanding person than a lot of the people in this show.
Maybe.
He's weird. He's very blunt, but I think that
maybe he's moral. Yeah.
He has a good moral code, and like, I think it's a little.
See, I don't think Adam would have said "I love you" and not loved her too. Like, I don't think Adam would have done it. I think Charlie would have done it out of guilt. Yeah. Of like someone saying "I love you" and I have to say it back out of being polite.
Dude, that's the worst. Have you had a girl say that she loved me? And
Have I had a girl say
No. I had a girl say that she loved me, and it was right before I moved to New York. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I just wanted you to know that I love you. And I didn't feel the same way. And I just was like, thanks. It was so brutal.
It's one of those things, man, like movies have done this and like TV, where that love word, like we put so much on it. Yeah. And it's like, oh my God, have you guys told each other that you love each other yet? And it's just like that doesn't define what love is. Yeah. Like if you can kind of like, it's not like, oh, I threw that word out and now it like worked or something. It's like, it's just a word. It's a 4-letter word. Like, some people can like, say it.
Fuck or cunt. Yeah, we gotta hurry this up. We haven't even gotten to Jessa yet. We're fucking 45 minutes into this.
Yeah. Anyway, I feel like there's some people out there that can say love without meaning it. Yeah. And if you're one of those people that like,
you can offhandedly be like, oh, dude, I fucking love you.
Yeah. But if you're one of those people that are like really hang on to that word, and if someone ever said that to you, it would like that make your whole life. Like, then you're just...
Dude. Sorry, I just said that we gotta hurry this up, but I got stories. I was on a first date with a girl in New York, and she was so hot, and she just had such a cool life, and she was telling me all the shit that she was doing, and like how she grew up. Like, she grew out... This is before I moved out here, but she grew up in this huge, like, surfing community, and her high school had like a surf team, and there were surf competitions, and she was in it. And I was like, oh my God, you're so fucking cool. I love you. And she was like, I was like, dude, don't be
right?
like, dude, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, like that's just like, oh, he said that word.
Yeah.
Like bells.
Never saw her again. Never saw her again.
Like, geez, it's just so, like, words are powerful. They mean things, but like context also plays a role into that.
Yeah, we're at a froyo place meeting for the first time. Like, oh, dude, I fucking love you. It's not like, hey, I love you, you know?
Yeah. I love chocolate cake. Oh, you do? Why don't you marry it then?
Oh, you cheating on me with chocolate cake? You fucking chocolate cake slut.
Like, jeez, calm down. But yeah, this is what TV and movies do to you. Yeah. Yeah.
How did we get here? Oh, Shoshanna and Ray.
Yeah, Shoshanna and Ray. So anyway,
that basically wraps up their story. Yeah, they're in love, which is nice.
In the title, I thought, oh, something about Ray. I'm like, oh no, like what did he do to Shoshanna? What is he lying about? Right.
This is what I was gonna say. I think it's a little unfair for everybody to be like judging Ray for being with between places or technically, I guess, homeless. Because it's like...
You know why that's weird? Elijah just got kicked out of his place. Where's Elijah living now?
Where's Elijah live? Where's Marnie live? We know Ray lives in his car.
Yeah, like Ray has, like, he was staying at a place and something happened and now he doesn't have that place.
Yeah.
And it hardly happened suddenly.
Yeah. How long was he staying at Shoshanna's, though? It doesn't really...
Like a week or two. Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'd say 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's enough to skirt by without anybody really noticing.
A person noticing that.
And she's like, well, Shoshanna's whole issue is like, why didn't you tell me? He's like, because I'm a fucking loser. I don't want you to think that I'm a loser.
And Shoshanna's in school, right?
I guess.
Like, she doesn't have a job, does she?
No.
Like, that's the thing. I'm like, what is she doing?
Yeah, her parents are paying for the place, I guess.
I don't know. We have no idea. I have no idea what she's doing.
This is the problem with this show.
It's not, I mean, it only becomes a problem when, one, we do a podcast to talk about it and dive deep. Yeah. And two, when they bring up stuff that makes you question other stuff.
Yeah.
Like him not having a place, I guess, with his age, you could loop that in. But I feel like no one else seemed like crazy about it. Like, no one else was like, oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but, you know, it is.
Everything's a big deal for Shoshanna because this is her first, like, adult relationship.
Yeah. I don't know. I like them, too. I like them. I like Ray a lot.
I did not think I would be a fan of the two of them hooking up, but it seems like the most stable relationship right now.
Yeah. They're doing well.
Yeah.
You just know it's going to crash down.
Oh, yeah. I thought this was going to be the crashing episode.
Yeah. I'm not looking forward to that.
I know.
I like them.
Everybody else, I can't. Yeah,
everybody else is like, okay, then later.
But speaking of crashing and burning.
Here we go. Moving on to Jessa's story. Completely separate from everybody else. So her arc... Wow. Remember when she was at, like, the top of my likability rankings?
Did she tumble down those stairs?
She is plummeted. Plummeted.
I have so many.
But everyone in this story is unlikable. So let's get
Hannah
started.
Has the best episode. But she's the best.
Yeah, Hannah's kind of likable in this.
All right, you want to start us off with Jessa? I'm like, I don't know.
All right, so start off. Jessa and Thomas John, Chris O'Dowd, are in their apartment. Jessa's got like some kind of weird frilly. I don't know what is up with her hair.
Her hair.
What's up with her hair?
It's got a bunch of things. We later learn that like she does her own hair.
It looks like crinkle cut fries.
Well, she does have the crinkle like on one
crimping.
Is that crimping? Yeah, I think crimping. It's she's got one crimp strand going down and like it's a lot. It's a lot going on.
It's bad. Whatever it is, it's terrible.
Yeah, she's very boho.
She's putting fucking plants in a vase, it looks like, and Thomas John's on the phone with his parents because they are meeting the parents today. And Thomas John's like, oh, we should really hurry up. They hate it when people are late. And then Jessa just randomly pulls out a tit.
Well, they go into a steakhouse, and she's like, I don't know what I'm going to eat. I only want spinach, but they're going to make me want to eat meat, and blah, blah, blah.
And I only want meat when I'm hormonal or menstruating or something. She's like, fuck.
And then she sits down on the couch next to him. He starts talking about something, and then she just whips out the good tit.
The good tit. It's like, do we really have to hurry? She goes, do we really have to hurry? How much time do we have? And then she pulls out her tit. And he looks at her tit and he's like, not enough time for that. And then she goes, but this is the good one. And then he looks back at her and he's like, well, let me see what's up with the bad one.
Like,
or the awful one.
It.
That's what he said.
He said the other. I think he said the other one. I don't think he said the awful
I
one.
could have swore that he said the awful one. Which would make sense. Because that's the good one. Let me see the awful one.
Good and bad versus good and awful. Like, that's like...
Would you put it past Thomas John?
I wouldn't put it past Thomas John.
Thank you.
God. So yeah, that's whatever.
Yeah.
So they just go to dinner, right?
Yeah, they're going to dinner. They meet up at the restaurant. They do their introductions, and Jess is like, yeah, ordinarily I would never come here because I hate this restaurant, but I'm just so excited to meet you two that that surpasses my hatred for this restaurant.
Yeah, and she says this with her like sleepy smile.
And her she's got a bun in her hair, and she's got that crimped hair, and she's got like chopsticks in her. Dude. The worst. Back to Joe's fashion corner. Awful hair.
Yeah, they were setting it up to say that she does her own hair.
Terrible.
I have not paid attention to her hair the whole show, the whole like series. So I don't know. Like,
Vance, this is a particularly bad representation of her hair.
I know they did it on purpose for that line.
So the parents they're at dinner. The parents are like kind of sussing her out, trying to get to know her, figure out what she's all about, what she does, who she is.
And the dad seems like he's making that effort, and
he's
like I don't know if he's like, oh, she's pretty, and like so it's fine. Like, but he's like,
he's trying to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, even when he throws in like, oh, what do you do for work? And then Thomas John's like, oh, she's an artist trying to figure out his way. It's like, oh, that's that's cool. Like, oh, like he's not like. It's interesting because he's not like, oh, yeah, whatever. Like, he's really into it. Even when she's like,
let's go through some of the bombs that she drops, because she's bombing this first meeting.
It's the weirdest thing ever. Like, I think the mom asked her where she grew up or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, where she traveled. And she's like, Jordan, Iran, like, Europe. And he's like, my mom traveled a lot. And the other mother's like, oh, what was she traveling for? And Jessa goes, I don't know. Why does anyone travel?
Yeah.
And the mom's like, work, like
vacations.
Like,
what?
It was just like the weirdest response to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it seems like she's kind of like a vagabond, ragamuffin.
So that's like one thing.
She asks her where she goes to. Well, they ask her what her work is, and Thomas John kind of covers for her. She's like, she's a really talented artist. And so she's kind of getting away with it for a little bit with that. They ask her where she went to college. She said Oberlin. They're like, oh, that's a great school. And she's like, yeah, I only went there for 7 months, though. Yeah. And the dad's like, well, you know what I always say? 7 months is better than none.
Yeah, and I'm just like, wow, that's kind of...
Like, this guy is really putting a positive spin on everything. Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool.
And then the mom is like, so why did you leave? Mm-hmm. And she goes, oh, I had to go to rehab. Yeah. And then she's drinking wine. Yeah. And the dad's like, oh, well, I see her back on the drink. So that's good, right?
Yeah. Like, I'm like, geez, he's like really.
He's really giving her the benefit of the doubt. And she goes, oh, no, it wasn't for drinking. It was for heroin.
Yeah.
And then the dad's like, you know, I always wanted to figure what heroin's about. It's like, this dad is way too chill with this.
Yeah, he's like spinning everything into gold.
Yeah, man.
And like, Thomas John goes, I have never seen her do heroin.
Yeah, I just want to let you guys know I've never seen her do heroin.
She's like, I never shot it up. I only snorted.
And then the dad says something like, well, thank God that you made it through that and everything is intact. Nothing bad happened to your body. Nothing bad happened to your face. So thank the Lord.
Yeah.
And then Jessa goes, oh, well, there is no God. Yeah. And then it's like, what are you doing?
Like, he is lobbing you softballs, and you are just.
And then the mom is kind of sus. The mom is already like, you're done. Yeah. You're done. So she's like, well, this is really interesting because you've never mentioned anything about what you do for work. And
I thought they were talking about the art stuff already.
Yeah. And then, that was confusing for me. And then she's like, and it just seems interesting that you've happened upon this situation that you're in with my son who is rich. So the mom is basically being like, you're a gold digger.
Yeah.
And then Thomas John's like, what do you mean situation, Mom? Like, we're a union. This is a marriage. We're partners of the soul. And then Jessa just kind of looks at her and is like, well, fuck this. They get back to their place. Did I miss anything, really?
No, it kind of ends on the God thing.
Yeah.
And then it's like, that's like the last thing. But it was just such a weird, like, and the whole time Thomas John is trying to like talk her up or like skirt through some things.
Yeah,
almost
because
like
he wants the parents to like her.
And it's almost like he's never met her or like,
this is what happened is she said there is no God. And Thomas John goes, see, this is why you weren't invited to the wedding.
And it almost, to me, when he said that, seemed like he was saying that to Jessa.
Yeah.
like he was like, that's why Jessa wasn't invited to the wedding. Like,
Yeah.
why were the parents not invited? Is she saying you weren't invited to the wedding because she is a mess?
Doesn't believe in God and is an awful, awful person.
But they didn't have a religious wedding either.
No. They had Bobby Moynihan.
And it's like what we were just talking about with the love thing. When he was like, thank God for this thing. It was not like he was being very religious in that statement.
It didn't seem that way.
It was like, oh, thank God that bus just came in time.
Yeah,
that was like one of those things. It wasn't like he was like,
it's like, oh, thank the Lord.
Let's say grace. And she said, no, let's not even do it. Like, he was just making an offhand comment, and it became like, oh, well, I don't believe in God. And it's like, no, that wasn't the setup for that.
Dude.
But, yeah.
So they get back to their place, and Thomas John is pissed.
Which I didn't get at all.
Why?
You know, like, have you seen those, like, when you see like people like Thomas John with a very like someone that's like not set up, like any rom-com where it's like two different people and it's like the business one and the like manic pixie dream girl.
Yeah.
The business person always has to tell their parents, like, you guys are wrong. She has a way to think. Like and I thought his idea would be like, hey guys, she's different. I know she's not the typical like, you know, business suit, very like she's not Fern, the girl he was referring to that was like ran Oprah's magazine or something.
Yeah, Oprah Network.
Yeah, but like, she's not this, but she's this person, and I love her for who she is, and she's a free thinker, and I like that. That's normally how that plays out, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I thought.
That's true.
And I really thought that's why he liked her.
I could understand why he's pissed, though.
But we never understood, like, why they were in a relationship. Like, we never got a chance to...
Yeah, we never saw.
The first time she met him, she hated him. He has not changed. She has not changed. But somehow they're, like, married and seemed happy for, like, 2 months.
Yeah.
What was that about? And then, then you can go into this stuff, because then I'll go back.
Well, Thomas John's basically pissed because, like, she blew it with the parents, and he, like, wanted the parents to like her. But then she also was, like, revealing terrible, terrible things about herself. And he basically takes his mom's side and being like, you know what? It is a little weird that you don't have a job and you're just blowing through all my money and you are a gold digger.
But you seeked her out.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I don't get. It's not like she just showed up and was like, you have money. I love you.
Yeah.
She was like, I hate you. I don't know what you do.
Yeah.
So this whole turn that he does is so...
He's the king of turns, man.
I swear, like... All of a sudden, she was painting you with the fedora on, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, why don't you work more?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Like, he's acting like he never noticed this stuff.
Yeah.
And he obviously doesn't care that much about his parents if he was willing to, like, elope and had a big size wedding. Like, it wasn't like no one was invited to that thing. It wasn't like they just eloped in, like, Vegas. Like,
and Ray was invited.
Why? Like, was any of his friends invited to this thing? Like,
probably, but they're not the characters of the show.
It was a bunch of people. They rented out of the place. They had a giant cake. Like,
Bobby Moynihan's killing with his fucking corny jokes.
Yeah, and I was like, so you didn't invite your parents to this because they wouldn't approve. Like, if you knew they wouldn't approve, it's not like he cared about his parents' approval so much that when one dinner, his mom's like, I don't know about her, that would change his whole...
Yeah, he just loses it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like going off on Jessa, being like, you're basically like a gold digger. Yeah. Jessa goes off on him, throwing some they're throwing shots at each other.
When this was happening, I wrote down in my notes, this has to be their like foreplay arguments.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like, this seems like something that they always like do and joke around and then just have like crazy like fake anger sex.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is no way that this is not something that has only come to.
I think a little bit of that came into my head when they were doing that, but they were throwing shots at you. And like both of them.
Well, it got to a point where I was like, ooh, that's too far.
Yeah,
like,
she was like, she said something about how he's average in every single way and that she's embarrassed to walk down the street with him because he's so average. And she told her friends that
at that point, I thought they were just going to make out right there.
Yeah, she's like, I told my friends that you were a test tube baby just to give you some kind of interesting thing about you. Yeah. And he was like, why
did you marry him?
Right?
Like,
dude.
These aren't like you discovered this later. You didn't like him from the get.
I don't know the build-up, but basically it ends with him being like, you are nothing more than a whore. And you're going to, like, I'm glad that you have all this experience, but you are a whore. You take other people's money and time, and you're a whore, basically. And then she just hauls off and punches him in the face.
Yeah.
And he's like, you really just punched me in the face?
Yeah.
I thought the smart move for Shoshanna at this moment would have been to call the cops and be like, this chick, dude, fuck it, I would call the cops.
Do you think by the time the cops come, Jessa wouldn't have done some weird stuff and called self-defense on punching him? You think the cops would come and think that she punched him?
Yes. He like spit a tooth out.
No, dude, you don't think Jessa would have done like hit herself with a toaster or something and said he was coming at me and I had to punch him?
I feel like he has.
She threw a bottle over an edge of something and didn't care. Like you do not bring cops into this situation. That is no.
He told her that she's the worst mistake that he's ever made, and he's like, I never make mistakes like this, and you are the worst mistake. And then
this escalated from 0 to 150 out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then he's like
from this one dinner?
Yeah. So then he's like, how much? She's like, what? He's like, how much money do I have to give you to get you to just leave and never come back and leave me alone forever? And she's like, $30,000. And he goes, $10,000. And then she goes, 11 and a half. Go 20. That's the fucking way to negotiate, you idiot.
Also, this guy has probably millions.
Also, why not 12? Why 11 and a half thousand?
Why? If you just divorced him, you would probably get more.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is, if you wanted to be like, I'm not in it for the money or whatever like that, don't come up with a number like 30,000 like off the top of your head like that.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, that was never her plan. I don't think it was her plan to marry this guy for his money.
I don't know.
Because we never understand why they got married.
Yeah. We never got to see that build up where like
he just says at the
what they
wedding
saw
that he
in
like
each other.
Tracked her down or something.
We did forget to bring up. We did get a resolution to the puppies.
Oh yes, they did.
They returned
during
the
the
puppies.
argument. He's like, oh, I didn't mention that we returned the puppies to the pet store.
Yeah.
And I was just like, we both like looked at each other like, yes.
Yes, we finally got that answered.
Because we were so afraid for those puppies.
Those puppies got returned.
Yes.
But so then she's about to leave after they make the $11,000 deal, $11,500 deal, and she looks at his mantle. He has like some kind of award for being a humanitarian, and he's like, "Don't do that." And you know that she's gonna do it. She just like smashes it, and he's like, "That's my Humie."
Yeah.
Stupid.
I got that for being a humanitarian.
Yeah, it was stupid.
I just have so many problems with this. If this is the end of Thomas John, like, what? Why?
What else could it be?
But why did we got them married? They got married for basically 3 episodes worth of
This show is so bizarre.
I know, I'm just like, why did Jessa marry this guy?
Dude.
And why is he acting like, from this one dinner, like, oh my God, I didn't realize this would... You knew what she would do. You knew going to a steakhouse with this person would be like this. Mm-hmm. Like, she has been herself the whole time. Mm-hmm. She's never been anyone else. And they seem to be having, like, a lot of fun with each other. Like, when we see them, they're really coupled up, like...
Yeah, I mean, like, he got her 3 puppies. They're painting each other.
Like, they're being weirdos together.
Yeah.
They're being a weird couple together.
Stealing taxis.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay. you guys are kind of weirdly okay with each other. I'm like, I thought at least we'd get more of a season of this. And then all of a sudden they go to one dinner and the mom goes, what do you do for work? And the dad says, bless you. And she goes, you can't bless me. I don't believe in God. Like, something like, and it's just like, wait, that was the breaking point?
Yeah.
Because you care about your parents' opinion? They weren't even at the wedding.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, I didn't tell them about the honeymoon that went on. It's like, didn't you gotta go to Jamaica, the Bahamas? Like, what? Like, what is so secretive about this?
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, like, I've always had an issue with Thomas John as a character. And
this storyline is just like stunning to me because I'm kind of speechless. I don't know what to say about it because it's so bizarre.
Why is she babysitting? Why are we having that babysitting storyline?
Yeah.
And her being a nanny and like the dad thing, and that just blows up. And then 2 episodes later, she's getting married to this guy. You know, it's like, what? Like, why are they at the dinner party? Just put Thomas John and Jessa at Hannah's dinner party. Just do that. Let's see what happens there.
Yeah. That would have been better than Charlie and Audrey.
No, have them there too. Have them all there.
Just have everybody add them.
I want to see Thomas John interact.
I'm out of jail.
I want to see Thomas John interact with some of these people. Like, they haven't really talked. Marnie has never talked to him since.
Yeah.
Oh, if he was there and Marnie was like, oh yeah, they were making out with Jessa, saying that in front of Charlie, that would be amazing.
That's true.
Oh, there's so many things left on the table here.
Instead, what we get is Lena Dunham, Hannah in the tub, singing Oasis,
Jessa,
Wonderwall. And she's just sitting in the tub, staring blankly at nothing, singing Wonderwall, which is such a hack song at this point.
Well, this is not. You mean like now or like then?
For a long time. When did that come out?
2013? This is 2013? When did that come out?
I feel like it came out like in the year 2000.
I mean,
let's look it up.
It doesn't matter when. Like, that. It doesn't matter what she was singing, really.
She was singing Oasis. It matters so much. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe.
Okay, so Jessa
gonna be the one. 1995.
So Jessa comes over. Jessa comes over. She's all looks like she's been like crying or something. Like, did she love this guy? Like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
So she's like,
Jessa shows up, startles the fuck out of Hannah.
Everyone has keys to this place apparently.
Yeah, how did she get in?
She like shows
George
up.
couldn't get in the front door.
Yeah.
She had to get through the front door and Hannah's door.
And she gets in and she's just in there. And I guess Hannah and Jessa are the 2 better friends out of the group because I guess Marnie knows Jessa through Hannah.
I guess.
Because Marnie
was like, we're not friends.
Yeah. So she comes over and like she just gets in the tub with Hannah.
Yeah.
And she's like crying and like I will say this. Hannah looks the most like sympathetic here. Like no words have been said, and the look on like Lena Dunham's face is like really great performance of like caring for like her friend.
Yeah,
like I've never seen.
She's like, I don't know what you're going through, but I want to help you, and I'm here for you.
I was like, oh wow, that's a very supportive look. Like,
yeah,
more than she's ever had with Marnie or like any other characters. And then like she's like blows her nose in her hand and like snot rockets into the tub.
Puts it in the bath water.
Yeah.
And you could see the look of concern for Jessa on Hannah's face quickly turns into like
pure disgust.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
And she's like, look, Jessa, I'm here for you. I love you. But that was fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Jessa's like, what? She's like, you just snot rocketed into the tub. I'm here for you. I love you. Yeah. But don't ever fucking do that. And I pee in every tub I've ever been in.
Which is like also like, what are you sitting in right now, Jessa?
Yeah, and then like
now I don't feel so bad about Adam peeing on her.
Right? Like, that's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
And then like
it's like, oh, so this is just
And then they just start like laughing about it together, and that's the episode.
Yeah, I mean it's just yeah. They're joking around. We pull out of the back. Yeah.
I'm happy to close the book on this episode. I didn't like this episode. What are your final thoughts?
Well, I did not like. I'll say this: this show gives us a lot to talk about, as you can tell by the runtime of this episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Might have been shorter if we weren't on a butt plug tangent early on, but
if I didn't broadcast to the world.
You're a coward.
Email us.
You didn't send that Facebook.
that Facebook survey.
I might have just saved you from getting a lot of responses.
What are your final thoughts?
Well, did we officially rank the Charlie Marnie? Who do you think is the worst in the relationship? Because
whose side are we on?
I am more on Marnie's side than I am on Charlie's.
Yeah, but Marnie's still awful. Charlie is being a real fucking douche. I'm not liking Charlie. Marnie's on the... I feel like I'm on Marnie's side, but I don't like her. I think that... Sorry, I'm just playing with pins because I'm just fucking... I'm beside myself right now. I did not like this episode.
Well, did you not like the episode because of everything the character did, or you thought it was crafted poorly?
I think that everyone in this episode was unlikable, except for... just everything that was happening made no sense.
Mm-hmm.
And... like, we didn't have enough story to figure out why things were happening. And I don't know, man. I just didn't like it. I didn't leave feeling good about this.
Do you ever, though?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this was a good episode. It was funny. Yeah. But, like, this one, it wasn't funny enough. It wasn't funny.
Well, yeah, I mean, not all of these episodes are going to be, like, comedically funny. But for me, I probably would have enjoyed this episode more if it was all just the Hannah dinner party thing.
Yeah.
For me, the whole Jessa, Thomas, John thing, as much as I was like, I kind of want to see more of them, I wanted to see more of them in their, like, what makes them happy state. Yeah. Because we haven't really seen that. We've seen, like, snippets of, like, she's like, I'm just so happy. I have a puppy and I get to paint my husband. And why do you think so much? Jessa's like, why do you think so much, Hannah? And I'm like, oh, cool. I kind of want to see how this relationship works. Instead of seeing how the relationship works, we just cut to, here's two other people. They don't really like Jessa.
Yeah.
Changed everything. Like, are you kidding me? You know how many people you would have introduced Jessa to that wouldn't like her?
Yeah, me.
Like half the people you work with, like, if you introduce her to anybody, she might, there's a 90% chance she's going to rub them the wrong way.
Yeah, she's a wild card.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought that's what you liked about her.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know, just for me, when they do this thing where, like, they just did it again with him. Like, the first time we meet him, he seems weird and awkward, and he goes on a crazy angry tirade, and you're like, oh, okay, Jessa was right. And now all of a sudden he's like another monster again. I thought that he was cool. As if he met her for the first time.
Yeah. I'm gonna write down all of the characters that we're ranking here. Because I'm including all of the boyfriends / husbands, whatever.
Okay, this is going to be a definitive pre-mid-season.
Marnie, Hannah, Jessa, Ray, Charlie, Thomas John. I'm putting TJ for Thomas John.
And is Elijah in this?
Oh, Elijah's number one forever. All right. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wow. I really counted that up.
And we got no Adam in this episode. So.
No Adam. Adam's, for all intents and purposes, he's gone. I think Jessa's number 7 for me. She's at the bottom.
Ooh, for me, I might see Charlie.
You're saying Charlie is number 7 for you? I'm going to put Thomas John right above Jessa.
Yeah, I'm going to do Thomas John as 6.
As 6.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put Charlie at number 5.
Maybe Marnie. Pencil in Marnie for my 5.
Okay, Marnie for number 5.
Better going top down.
Putting Marnie here at number 4.
I gotta go top down.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1 and 2. Shoshanna and then Ray.
Shosha's number 1.
Yeah.
And Ray is number 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm saying Ray's number 1 for me. And Shosh is number 2.
I'm going to go Hannah 3.
And Hannah's number 3 for both of us.
3.
Okay.
So who do I have left for that 4th spot?
Jessa.
Jessa?
You got Jessa above Marnie.
Oh, absolutely. Jessa did nothing wrong in this episode.
What are you talking about?
She literally was who she is. Like, she did not... Like, she was, like, as weird as she could be. You know what? Maybe Marnie goes above Jessa. Because Marnie didn't really do anything wrong besides show up.
Yeah.
They're like a tie. Jessa and Marnie are like a tie for me. Because Jessa, what did you think was going to happen? She told you.
Does she not understand social cues, though?
Of course not.
Or like
she has never.
Or like, this is my husband that I care about. Like, it's important for me to.
She was working as a nanny and was using the lipstick of the lady she was working with while getting ready in their bathroom.
I just hate her as a character. Like, I think that your argument is like, that's just who she is. I don't think like
who
that.
she is right. I just am more upset with Thomas John reacting to her being who she is.
Yeah, Thomas John is a close at the bottom of the barrel with her. I just, the only people that I like in this show.
There's no way I could put Charlie above Jessa on this episode. I mean, girlfriend's down at the party. You go upstairs and you make out with your ex on the rooftop.
I mean, everybody knows the clear number 1 and 2 are Ray and Shoshanna.
Mm-hmm. Hannah's a clear 3. She made her wonderful dinner. She shouldn't have invited people over, but she was like, whatever.
Yeah, but then it's a steep drop off after number 3. I feel like everybody under that is just bad news.
Yeah. Shoshanna just keeping up on the top.
She's consistent, man.
I'm worried about when she falls.
I know. People have been warning me.
I'm worried about it.
Because I'm talking to people about us doing this podcast, and I'm like, well, we really love Shoshanna, and everyone's just kind of like, like, fuck, no.
What happens? She's going to do something dirty.
Man. Yeah.
This show, man.
Is that it? Does that wrap everything up?
I think so. We did a ranking. We've talked for a long time.
Yep.
Let's see.
Got to the bottom of some butt plug stuff.
Not really.
Not really. But you will. Email us. Yeah. Fucking BoysWatchingGirlsPodcast @gmail.com. And stay tuned for next week's episode. This episode is titled One Man's Trash. So we'll figure out what that's all about. And that's it, everybody.
This is One Man's Trash?
The title of the next episode is One Man's Trash.
Who do you think they're talking about? Definitely talking about some girls cast off. Is it Marnie?
I think Marnie with Booth Jonathan.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
All right, yeah. We'll see.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Bye.